There must be an old. I think there's an old infill platform or something from Lockerbie where the old Dumfries train would go from.
All right, okay.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was bloody 4 lines out of Dumfries once upon a time. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. All when you see them all.
That's why Dumfries Station looks so big, because it had all these lines. But now it's obviously just got the one that goes through it. Yeah.
Yep. So I just got the Glasgow line.
What's on the train? It's not even half an hour, is it?
Not really. No. Luckily, Carlisle's next to nothing.
That's a good little project, Cameron. I like that.
Yeah, all right. That'd be cool.
I'll keep this for the cold intro.
Yeah, me and Al planning like post-COVID drinking trips.
Yeah, discussions of the beach and train cuts of the area around Lockerbie and Dumfries.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, you can come up too, Phil. You come up too.
Yeah, I'll totally do that.
Because it has to be. I'll be leaving Gloucester.
Yeah, I live at the other end of the country, like
I'd have to get the plane from Bristol and Glasgow and come on down.
Yeah, it'd be a goddamn logistical nightmare.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Good. Good. I'm glad we came to the chord there.
Yeah, we did.
Welcome to the Conquistabores. Tonight, the Conquistabores join several other teams of 5 striving to survive in the Survivor Series 1988. Coming to the ring, even though there's only 4 of them rather than 5. Dangerous Euan Taylor. The Birdman, Cameron Phillips. The Dynamite Kid, Phil Doyle. And Geordie Allen Milburn. Only tonight on the Conquistabores.
Oh, Skype wants an update. Cancel.
Oh no.
Oh no, Phil, no.
Falling for that one, buddy boy.
No, you'll be there for until midnight.
Cancel it, don't worry.
So we're just waiting on Al now, really. Depends on if the Warwick's delivering tonight.
Stop.
I suppose.
I really wish. I don't think I tried to tag them in there. I don't think they had a Twitter account I could tag them into. Well, I did the tweet for it.
It's the sponsorship deal we all need.
It's not the one that we wanted, but the one we need.
I'm all prepped up.
And I'm off to make a cup of coffee.
Of course. There he is.
There is the man.
There he is.
Who picked Survivor Series 88?
we go straight in there, are we?
I mean, who? I'm just wondering this. Was it Phil?
It was me. Yeah, it was my pick.
Yeah, it was Phil.
All right, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah. Wow, right. I think it feels like it's gonna be some negativity.
I didn't mean that to sound as aggressive as it did, and I apologise.
You did come out rather aggressive.
Yeah, it did a bit. Yeah, sorry.
I felt like if you ever watched any of the Being the Elites with the Dark Order in number 4, is it number 4 or 5?
Yeah.
I know. It's one of them anyway.
He said something, and they were like, "Shut the fuck up, 5."
Oh,
I love the Dark Order and Being Elite.
That Brody Lee tribute show, I've watched it like twice now.
Oh, God, that whole situation, man! How shocking was that over Christmas?
That was not good. Not good at all.
That was so rubbish.
Yep.
It's just the whole everything about it is just like obviously him dying is bad.
Goes without saying, yeah.
Goes without saying, but like the fact that he had his big kind of entrance into AEW just when there was no crowd, so he didn't get that big kind of crowd moment that he deserved.
Oh, so he didn't, did he?
No, and you think about all the time that he was wasted, just sat on the bench at WWE for no reason at all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like 18 months, a year or so, whatever it was.
How long did the whole Bludgeon Brothers thing go? Because that was basically them trying to retread the Wyatt family.
6 months, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, they got some belts out of it and stuff, and they had a good WrestleMania moment out of it. But you see how good he was with the Dark Order, all the stuff he was doing there.
It was so good.
Yeah.
So good.
I mean, once the promos he had in AEW, I know a lot of them were sort of like, oh, he's just ripping the mick out of Vince, and then which maybe they were, but he never really had the chance to, and in retrospect, we kind of think, it might have been the illness, but he never really had the chance to get to that level again. You know what I mean? And nothing against Evil Uno.
No.
But it's like when he was there, kind of like marching around the microphone, going, the exalted one is upon us. I was like, oh, give it a rest, mate. And then when Brody Lee was there, I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go. But just when it was beginning to get the promos with finding his feet and all this kind of stuff, and just like doing that way, and the matches against Cody were really cool. And then I was like, they could have gone absolutely skyrocketing stratospheric with him at the helm of it, and that would have been brilliant. And it would have been so cool, because of this expansive group that had a reason to have the amount of members they did. You know what I mean? Because they are a cult. It's like kind of going, it's like they will never get that chance. And now it's like a bit like they're talking, the Dark Order can't be heels now because, why would you boo the memory of Brody Lee kind of thing?
Yeah.
It's a bit...
like you say, the tribute show was done so well. Like the way they just kind of... Eric Rowan coming in for his little bit.
Oh, that was just my heart sunk when I saw him. I'm like, oh man, you must be
like, why would you do this to us?
When he first came out, he was in tears.
He was in tears.
He could barely keep it together.
Oh yeah, the end of that match when Silver's just like just crying on the floor. But what a little bit of thing I quite like was like when Rowan lifted him up, I was like, oh wow, I really want to see Rowan and Silver as a tag team.
That'd be good.
Because Rowan was literally 2 feet taller than him, and just the look of the two of them together was like, you know what? They look really good together. But the whole thing retiring the belt, and I think I'm pretty sure at the start of every show they're like, it's Wednesday night. You know what that means?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like all that kind of stuff. It's like, because they did that the last one I watched in last week's. They did the it's Wednesday night. Do you know what that means?
Is that going to be like the start of the Dynamite from now on? That'd be awesome.
I think so.
That'd be cool. It's just a little kind of like, it's just a tiny wee thing just to say.
And Tony Khan buying the rights to the music on this tribute video so that it can never be stripped off. It's like things like that. You kind of think, oh, that's like how you actually do run a company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like don't screw over the talent because they're the ones actually making you the money.
Yeah,
don't set it on fire week after week.
Yep.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Because I suppose the big tribute show to compare to would have been the Eddie Guerrero one, I suppose, but I don't remember. I've never seen that one, so I can't really compare it.
I don't remember. It was nothing like it was nothing on the level of this. This was above and beyond.
Mm.
Just because it was booked by somebody that's corpus mentis and not mentally insane.
Was the entire card booked by his son? Was that right?
The entire card was the main event was picked by his son, but Tony Khan basically wrote the show the Sunday night before recording. He tossed out what was there and wrote the entire thing on a Sunday night.
Yeah,
cool.
They put back they supposed to have like a New Year's Eve bash or something, weren't they? So they put it back a week to kind of do the tribute show.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine.
Makes sense. And of course, in somewhat happier news, some guy called Sting showed up.
Sting,
and is now playing the role of Darby Allin's Da.
Yeah,
Darby Allin's Da.
Darby Allin's goth like Da. Yeah.
I'm fine with that, by the way.
How you doing, son? I got a bat.
Yeah. Got me a baseball bat, son. Is he saying stuff about you? Is that Taz saying stuff about you? You tell him, I'm going to kick him in. Kicking that Ricky Starks boy.
Team FTW are just fantastic. I just want to watch them get the shit kicked out of them every single week.
Watching your boy Brian Cage just knock the tar out of Darby Allin for 10 minutes was brilliant as well, though.
Yes, it was.
Like when he did, he went to suplex Darby Allin on the outside, walked up the steps, and just threw him back into the ring in the suplex position. It was like, wow, you are a beefy gentleman.
Yes, he is a bit.
Yeah, so that
he's a well-built man.
So I think that's been like a high and a low point, isn't it? Really, the wrestling since our live Christmas show.
I think I'd probably, I'd say so.
Pretty much, yeah, I'd say so.
All in one company in a matter of a few weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, I've read all the
Tony Schiavone shouting it, staying at the top of his voice. That made me happy.
It's a proper 2000s or 90s moment, isn't it? Well, anytime back to the early 90s, the late 80s with Schiavone. It's 20 odd years he's been shouting out, hasn't he? 30 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
And the whole Impact things, I don't get it, because the only people watching Impact are people that can't change the channel because they're it's so inebriated they've lost their remote.
Or they locked onto the wrong Twitch thing by mistake.
Yeah.
I when it first kind of came about, I was like, I don't see how this benefits AEW.
Yeah.
As a kind of promotion, because it feels like it's gaining Impact viewers far more.
Yep.
I mean, apparently the first Impact show that Kenny Omega turned up on was like the highest rated Impact for like 10 years or something like that.
I can
People watched instead of 2.
Yeah, on a network that their parent company own.
Oh,
but
yeah.
you know, it's like, but even so, I think it's from a point of view of companies working together to get through a pandemic and a difficult time. Then yeah, I can see why they're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I can see logistically why it makes sense, but I'm thinking storyline wise, why does Kenny Omega care what Impact are doing?
Yeah,
only because he's pals.
Because it's Don Callis.
Well, yeah, it's Don Callis. It's the Good Brothers. I get that
Winnipeg,
connection, but
all that sort of thing.
Yeah,
it's just logistically it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense if that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think
you can draw the dots, but like why the dots are being drawn in the first place? It's like, yeah, okay, we'll go with it and see where it goes.
You know, I'd like more companies to turn up and do it. You know, because they've already got like the NWA Women's Champ. They've got Serena Deeb appearing on Dynamite. I keep wondering, where's Nick Aldis in all this?
Oh, well, they could always have the rematch.
Yeah,
is Nick Aldis, is he stuck in the UK or something like Pac was?
I think so.
No, he lives in America.
Does he live in America?
He's married to Mickey James, isn't he?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
He must live in America, surely.
You follow the Instagram to wrestlers much more than we do, Cameron, so I think you've been in there.
Well, yeah,
I'm more of an OnlyFans person, personally.
I'm booking,
Booking left, right, and centre.
Oh, I remember last time when I saw Nick Aldis when he wrestled in at Target in Carlisle like about 2 or 3 years ago. The chant of "Your shit, but your wife is fit" was hilarious.
That's the Scottish wrestling fans for you, isn't it? Never wants to miss a good chant like that.
It was like "Your shit, but your wife is fit." It's just like.
That's quite imaginative.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
You do have to respect it. I mean, there is that. Definitely.
Yeah, he did acknowledge it. It was funny.
There's an amazing Eddie Kingston promo where he says not a lot of very unkind things towards Nick Aldis because he claims Nick Aldis is ducking him. And it's like, dude, you're Eddie Kingston. I don't want you anywhere near me. You kill me.
Well, yeah.
I do love Eddie Kingston, though. He is a fantastic
he's cool. He's cool.
Did you see his going back to the Brady tribute, his backstage speech?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Did you see that thing they put up of all the people who donated to like political causes to run up to the American election? And it's like,
yes.
Christopher Irvine, blah 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 blah, Florida donated to Trump. Then there's Eddie Kingston putting like as much money again into Biden's campaign. Just Eddie Kingston just donating to Biden all the time. Which is great. Is Al made his coffee yet?
Yeah, I'm waiting to start.
All right, okay. Sorry, I thought you were still away making your coffee. That's why we were jabbering.
Yeah, but we were what's the word? Filling in, weren't we? We were doing the.
We were doing the cold open.
Yeah, this lasted about 20 minutes.
Celtic are 1-1 tonight, Cameron.
Sorry?
Celtic are 1-1 against Livingston.
Oh, injected in the veins.
Scottish.
How long before Neil Lennon's shot over cannon into the sun? Can we just do it tomorrow?
No, he needs to stay. He needs to stay.
No, he's turning into Vince McMahon. He's turning into Vince McMahon.
Stay.
He's lost his mind.
He needs to stay. It's so funny. Oh, come up to my place and live it up. Right, anyway.
That was your Scottish football update for the week.
Yes.
Won the Killie.
Now to return to the wrestling.
Anyway, shall we begin?
Yeah, so this was my choice, my Christmas choice that got delayed after Christmas.
Oh, so it is. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
We did the listener request for the Christmas show, didn't we?
We did, yes, for our live Christmas special. So I picked this treat of a show, returning to our roots with Survivor Series 1998.
WWF Survivor Series, Deadly Game.
Well, I've done 88, so I don't know who done the wrong show.
Did I say 98? Jesus Christ.
You said 98, yeah.
You said 98, yeah. I think I've done 88.
I'll stick like the entire 98 intro in there and then come back and cut that. It'll be fine.
I did say on Discord, I did double check this was the right show because I thought it was 89 initially.
So I picked Survivor Series 1988.
88. Yeah.
You got it wrong the first time round, kids. Don't listen to him.
No, let's do it. I know nothing about podcasting and/or wrestling.
It's jam-packed here in the Richfield Coliseum for this World Wrestling Federation event. Survivor Series, it's going to be a classic. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Gorilla Monsoon, along with Jesse the Pilgrim Ventura. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and get set because, Jess, there's excitement ahead.
I'm giving thanks, Gorilla, because there's nowhere I'd rather be than scenic Cleveland on Thanksgiving night, and I'm ready to survive.
So, why did I pick this one? Well, because we've done a lot of non kind of real. This is like a real nostalgia pick. I don't think we've done like a real nostalgia pick for a while.
Okay.
Looking at the schedule, so I thought, let's do one like a real kind of comfort blanket show. This is like a real comfort blanket. I think I kind of talked a little bit about that at the end of the last time, because this would have been out on video in the UK. I think Christmas of 88 into 89. No, probably the year after. I think it was on video, Christmas 1989 into 90. I think is when I picked it up. So I think this is what the video that kind of sealed the deal for me for wrestling. I'd seen things beforehand. I would have seen WrestleMania 4/5 because I remember the big steps. I remember seeing a few bits and pieces, but this would have been the first wrestling show I've kind of properly watched because I had it on video at home. So yeah, it's the VHS is kind of big box, Hulk Hogan and Macho Man on the front. It's that proper kind of era of the WWF where it's not quite into the 80s and 90s decline. It's just on the cusp of where things start to go downhill. So Macho's got the belt. Hogan's in the tag team with the Mega Powers. There's a million tag teams running about the place. It's a glorious era, to be honest. It's as Al will probably agree with me. It's probably in my mind's eye, it's one of those perfect times because it's the wrestling where I first came to it. So there's that kind of level of nostalgia that's hard for me to kind of put to one side when I watch it. So that's why I picked it, because it's a big comfort blanket. And I think there's a moment in the show where I think it's the bit where I kind of went, yes, wrestling's for me. I kind of properly I'm not giving this up because this is amazing. I will highlight that point when we get to it when it's later on in the show.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the second annual Survivor Series. At some place where I forgot because I didn't write it down. Is it the Richmond Coliseum? There we go, yeah.
Richmond Coliseum.
No intro, nothing at all, just a graphic on screen, and boom, straight into Jesse and Gorilla, because there's your commentary team for tonight.
And Jesse's got his pilgrim hat on.
Yes, Jesse the Pilgrim Ventura tonight.
Because it's Thanksgiving, isn't it?
Yep.
So I think this is almost as well one of the most topical shows we've done because it's only 2 months out from the actual year event.
Still after the fact, but it's still topical for us.
It's still
that's the
yeah. It's within 3 months, so that's that's topical, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, so this is the I think it's the second annual Survivor Series where teams of 5 strive to survive, and I think we'll realise at some point why that number dropped from 5 to 4 at some point, and then they started dropping the Survivor Series match out of the way. So it's pure Survivor Series matches. Is it 4 or 5? It's 4, isn't it?
There's just 5 matches in this card.
5, yeah. 5 Survivor Series matches.
4?
Thank you, Alan.
What matches on the card?
No, it's 4. You're right.
Yeah.
To be fair, the second match could have been 2 matches if we separated it out, but we'll get to that in a minute.
It just felt like 5.
Yeah. Here we go. Mr. Negativity coming out again with his fucking attitude.
Can we point out something in the first few seconds of the show, by the way?
Yeah, of course we can.
Why have Monsoon and Jesse got phones on their commentary desk?
I have no idea.
I just assume it's for their for contacting their brokers for shares and stuff.
I know what it's for. They've been ordering from the Warwick.
They've been getting their doner kebab burger. That's what they've been doing.
They've been getting their chili burger in from the Warwick, flown all the way across exclusively on Vince McMahon's private jet.
Oh yes, the first thing I should point out is that when I watched I watched the Coliseum video release, which I think, as Al briefly discussed last week, and probably will go into more detail, is edited differently than the show that's on the network.
Okay.
The main thing is that this match on the original video was second. The opening match was second. The tag team match was first. And the backstage interviews were different. There's about 3 or 4 of them backstage with Sean Mooney that aren't on this video. One I'm very disappointed about, because it's a cracker with Jake the Snake. We'll come to later. But yeah, so like. So watching this was a bit weird because I watched the video so many times, so like the moments were like emblazoned into my memory. But there's like the odd bit like I hadn't seen before because I'd never watched it fully on the network.
All right, okay.
So it was weird. It's a shame they haven't got like the two versions on there that you can kind of flick between to watch the two different ones because I mean like how much extra space did that cost them, you know? But
maybe
it's like I think we said before about why isn't there like the armed service audio of Jim Ross and Monsoon doing the commentary as like a separate, as an alternate audio track on the PPs as well. You know, where they were up in the audience.
Yeah, that'd be cracking. Yeah,
like, why isn't that on
when
there?
they were up in the gods, almost like
WF or something.
Yeah, doing it for like the armed forces, weren't they, or whatever? Like having that's like an alternate track for the pay-per-view. Like, why isn't that just there? But anyway,
where they shoved Jim Ross when after WrestleMania 9, just to sort of like because he was still the WCW guy.
Yeah, because they were literally up in the rafters, weren't they? Like in a desk somewhere, just doing the commentary from up there.
It's in Jim Ross's book, the first one.
Yeah,
that he says that it was the first kind of sign of him being the WCW guy, and then getting Gorilla was on his way out, so they effectively tried to like keep them going, but shove them away in a corner somewhere far away, and then that was why they ended up literally almost.
But I bet even at that point, I bet Monsoon was still good. I bet Ross was. I bet they were a good commentary team together.
Well, yeah, it was good commentary, and apparently the JR was saying that because you're describing it for someone who can't see it.
Yeah, it's a different muscle, isn't it?
Preparation and background work for when he did hit the main commentary desk in the late 90s.
Yeah,
he was able to describe the story more and give more of a picture to it.
Yeah,
because he was used to doing it for radio rather than being for TV.
Yeah.
Well, if you really want to listen to them, they get a match each on the pay-per-views they do. So if you go and watch Royal Rumble 1994, the switch shifts for one match, the Razor Ramon IRS match.
Oh, do they?
You can have Jim Ross and Gorilla on commentary for that match.
Oh, nice.
Go and watch Survivor Series 93. There is the Rock and Roll Express against the Heavenly Bodies, a switch up for that match as well. Probably because Vince McMahon wouldn't know who the wrestlers are, so they got
because yeah,
that kind of makes sense.
Yep.
So into the first match. So and we're straight in with the Ultimate Warriors music, with the team of Deep Breath, the Blue Blazer, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Jumping Jim Brunzell, Sam Houston, and the Ultimate Warrior versus the Honky Tonk Man, Cowboy Ron Bass, Dangerous Danny Davis, Bad News Brown, and Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Yep, you got it.
That's a lot of people.
Sorry, it's the Outlaw Ron Bass. Sorry.
Oh, fucked it, Doyle.
It's because, like, to save space in my notebook, I've just written, like, Honky, Bass, Davis, Bad News, Valentine. So I have to remember his name. So, yeah, so this is the first Survivor Series match. I do note that they introduced Blue Blazer as on his debut, so I think it's his pay-per-view debut, because I think he was around for a few matches on TV and stuff before this, but so this is like his first time he's been on pay-per-view, apparently.
This, at the risk of a stupid question, this is literally Owen Hart in this pay-per-view, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I didn't know if it was like someone else played him before Owen Hart played him.
The Blue Blazer's always been Owen Hart.
Always been Owen Hart, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, it's also worth pointing out that at this point the Warrior's the Intercontinental Champion.
Yes, he is.
He's like a year or so into his run?
3
years?
Yeah, he's SummerSlam 88 when he beat Honky, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, like in his run in the WWF, he's been there about a year or so, hasn't he? He was
there
So yeah, that's the match. There's a couple of standouts on the teams. There's Sam Houston, I think is kind of fairly new at this point, and we do get a Cowboy off with him and Ron Bass later on. Bad News Brown clearly doesn't fit on a tag team, but that comes out in the story later. And Dangerous Danny Davis.
Yeah, I wrote down, is Dangerous Danny Davis Disco Inferno in disguise?
I was just about to say that.
When he's walking to the ring, he has got some jacket.
Oh, he was Disco Inferno. Disco Inferno. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's not Disco Inferno, surely. But my God, it's a very stunning likeness.
Like, that's one of my memories of that show. Is like him just walking to the ring with his kind of like real big swagger to his face. And he immediately gets knocked out of the match with a sleeper from Brutus. Like pretty quickly, like it's like they clearly like boys.
1 minute 18.
Like boys, we need to get through this. Come on, quick. So we get like Davis gets knocked out quick, and then Jim Brunzell starts working an armbar. Like, wicked, thanks for that. That's what we want. That's the pace we want.
Jim Brunzell wasn't even meant to be on the team.
No, he wasn't. It was meant to be Don Morocco.
It was.
Oh, what happened to Dom? Drugs?
The problem was he left.
Just left.
And Brunzell wasn't happy because they split up the Killer Bees. So yeah, so he was
because that's what this show needs is more tag teams.
Yeah, exactly. I think Vince didn't think they had too many tag teams, so they split them up.
This is kind of thread throughout all the matches, like some like weird people being in there. But I've got a theory as to why that is. So we'll come to that later on in the show. Like I think I can understand why that would be. They're just kind of struggling for people to kind of chuck into matches at this point. Because like even though it's only kind of 4 matches, that's still like a lot of people, isn't it? Because you got 5 guys on each side.
Yeah, it's about 50 people by the end almost.
Yeah. I mean, that's, I suppose 88, they did have quite a big roster. They kind of absorbed a few of the territory at this point, haven't they? Because, like, the only one's left really at this point is Crockett, so I suppose it's not long till WCW gets formed. But I think, like, pretty much all the other territories, Vince has kind of brought up the top guys now at this point.
Can we pause for a moment to talk about Brutus Beefcake's disturbing trousers?
I wrote that down as well.
Are you referring to the vents that kind of go up either side?
I am referring to the rather disturbing trousers.
They're see-through on the outside edge of his thighs, aren't they? But it goes all the way up to the top.
It cuts in really, really close to his neck, and I wasn't sure how I felt about it.
Yeah, it's a bit like it's very much a kind of like long-legged version of a banana hammock.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, I think at this point, like when I was a child, and I think it was because I was a child, like Brief on the card. Like, he's somebody I kind of remember from watching WrestleMania kind of jumped out because his music was good and he had a pair of scissors and he had, like, crazy jackets. But when you kind of go back to Beefcake, I think it's only, like, the trousers that stand out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair. He had a character, but it wasn't really that well developed as such. It's just like, I like cutting hair. It's like, all right, cool.
But it's not even like he's, like, the kind of wrestler with a job kind of guy, because it's not like he comes out dressed as a barber. You know what I mean?
No.
He just has a pair of scissors and weird tights.
Yeah, and I think if you booked a hair appointment and then he walked into the room, you wouldn't be sticking around.
Bad News takes out Brunzell with a Ghetto Blaster, which is a great name for a finisher.
I didn't realise that was called the Ghetto Blaster, and I approve of that as a finisher.
Yeah, it's a good name.
It's good, yeah, I like it as well. I think it's quite good.
Shame the guy himself is so dull.
I mean, I like him in the ring. Yeah, like when he does his promos later, and that's not great. But like when you see him, kind of like he spends the next few minutes slowly murdering Sam Houston.
Yeah, true.
Just by hitting him really hard. Because I think Houston's kind of similar. He's just like a kind of like he's like a pair of tights in the ring. He's just got like no charisma, but he can take a battering really well.
Oh yeah, he can take kicking quite nicely.
There's a few times I think when like Bad News just kind of hits him. It's like, oh, he's actually killed him. Like, oh, he's actually gone. He's actually dead. But yeah, so quite soon after that, I think Valentine comes in, hits Bad News by mistake, and Bad News just kind of goes, screw it, I'm gone, and just walks.
Yeah, he does. He leaves.
He walks. He goes because he's Bad News, and like, but like that would be stupid, but it makes complete sense for his character. So I quite appreciate that.
I've got a trivia question.
Oh, a trivia question.
Oh, here we go.
Get the He Wants to Be a Millionaire music on, Phil. That's for the edit.
How was Bad News Brown eliminated from the 1989 Survivors?
Does he not end up fighting down the aisle? I want to say with Piper.
Is it with Piper?
No, that's Royal Rumble.
Oh, right, okay. That's Royal Rumble.
That's where I'm thinking of it from, then, yeah. Because that's leading into their match, isn't it?
Does he walk away from that one as well?
You're right, it's exactly the same. They're doing exactly the same.
Oh, Jesus.
This time it's the big boss man who punches him, and yes, they do the same spot where he's holding somebody, the move, he punches him, and he walks out the match.
You'd think they'd
Brilliant.
wouldn't they, from last year? If you're having the match, just don't punch him.
Oh, yeah.
Just don't do it. So, yeah, so he's gone. Houston tries to sneak a roll up on Greg Valentine, but misses. Then we get our cowboy battle between Ron Bass and Houston, which ends up again with Bass again slowly murdering Houston. Like, you see it like a recurring theme during the match. I think he gets taken out now by a power slam and ends him off.
I quite like that. I quite like that little finish. It was a monkey flip. Did he go for a monkey flip or something? And he turned it into a power slam. Is that right?
Yeah, he catches him, doesn't he?
I thought that was a quite nice little finish. I did.
Yeah, because like we always have that thing with Survivor Series matches where like what it takes to get a 3 count drop, like the bar drops significantly.
Oh god, yeah. You can
People
get eliminations
like
arm bars and
and
things like that.
Yeah, but like I think it still kind of maintains. Bad News does his finisher, not this guy out. There's a big power slam to do it. Like, it still kind of gives it like a little bit of heft to get a 3 count.
Yeah.
It's simple, but there's enough, like you say, there's enough power behind it to make you think, okay, maybe he is actually stunned enough to get a 3 count, but it's nothing like spectacular. But in a match like this, you're building up to the final sort of fall, so it makes sense to have sort of not unexciting finishes in between, but sort of more low-key finishes when you're building up
sneaky
to the final crescendo.
That sort of thing.
Yeah, it makes sense at the beginning of a Survivor Series match.
Yeah,
well, that's the problem we've got now, is a wrestling match won't end until 27 finishes are hit.
And they've kept it at 26.
God, yeah, that's like I remember clearly from like one of the Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns' WrestleMania main events, they were like 16 suplexes and 5 Superman punches, and it's like, oh, why? If we're up to that many numbers, what's the point anymore?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in New Japan, you hit your finisher, it's done.
Yeah. What was the Fiend thing in Seth Rollins? What was that? Was it 7 curb stomps or something? What was it?
Something stupid like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a bit too much. But then, again, like in AEW, you hit by the Judas effect, and it's a 3 count, isn't it? I don't think anyone's like they do work on protecting their finishes. Yeah. Yep. Speaking of protected finishers, the Warrior's in now, and he decides to basically just throw the Blue Blazer at somebody.
Yeah, I kind of felt sorry for the Blue Blazer here. He's like, "Oh, it's my pay-per-view debut, and I'm just getting manhandled by this giant, roided-up crazy man." I'm just
getting chucked at. Yeah, then he tries to do a jump over Valentine, just doesn't duck enough, and headbutts him in the crotch.
Yeah.
Yes, I've written that.
Yeah. Sure, that felt good.
It's like, oh, come on, guys. But like, and then he does like a really good suplex, and then he goes up against the top rope, and Honky sneaks down there and pushes him off the top rope, lands on both his knees, which looks really painful.
Yeah.
And then Greg comes in with a figure 4 to finish him off, which again, that him landing off the top rope onto his knees, figure 4, that makes sense to get him out of the ring, doesn't it? So
it is like 3 seconds between it being applied and then the laser tapping.
Yeah.
But that's how damaged his knees was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, but I don't think it even taps because we're a bit.
No, you don't
before.
tap. He just has to say we submit. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to actually. The referee just kind of like bundles him out.
You're done, son. Off you go.
You're done. Get back down the aisle. Hit the showers, boy.
Yeah. Brutus comes in. He starts getting worked over, which is good. And there's this thing where like Monsoon keeps calling him Brutai, which is just really annoying.
It's just a
he always did.
But it's like Chico, isn't it? That was Jesse Ventura's thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. But it's like Brutai, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Even when I was a kid, I was like, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, they do all the healing on Brutus, and they really smash him up. Is it Sleeper? Then him and Honky Tonk Man go to the outside, because that's the feud, isn't it? Him and Honky Tonk Man, or was it him and Warrior? I can't remember what the kind of main feud was.
It was Honky Tonk in Beefcake. It's kind of moved on to the Warrior and Honky now, so they're kind of just in between feuds almost. So yeah.
Yeah, so they get double counted out to the outside, get dragged back to the outside, and then we're in a Warrior 2-on-1 situation as he gets kind of worked over a lot, which does lead. I think this bit is like probably like my highlight of this match.
Can I want to just add a piece here.
Go on then.
I bet for you who were watching this for the first time, right? If you could have guessed 1,000 moves, I bet you still wouldn't have got how Warrior finished the match.
Absolutely not, because I was shocked when this was the finish. I'm like, that is it, really?
Would this be the what I describe as a running axe handle?
Running double axe handle. Yeah, did he ever use that as an actual finisher? Because like he was doing the shoulder charge, wasn't he? Because I remember that being his finisher in games at the time.
Well, I don't remember him ever using it again. Maybe he used it on television. Never used it at pay-per-view again to pin anyone.
Because it's a shit finish.
Can I point something out, lads? Can I put just quickly?
Yes,
if you press B and A together in WrestleMania Challenge on the NES, he does the axe handle.
Point there, Cameron. That was my point.
Sorry.
Come on,
you bastard.
Got him over him. But yeah, he does one of those double axe handles to Ron Bass. Warrior drops down for the pin. Valentine's on the floor, kind of behind him, so Earl Hebner has to leap over Valentine. Yeah. And he lands in the pinning position, which is like one of the greatest things I think I've still seen in my life for a referee to do. And then Valentine goes in to stop the pin, but does it by like falling forward really slowly, so long that he misses breaking up the pin, and the Warrior pins Bass for 3.
Errors at the end.
Yeah.
But the Warrior came out on top, and all the what the hell are the Warriors fans called?
The Little Warriors. It was called the Warriors.
It was like
yeah, no, speak to me, Warriors. Yeah.
Little Warriors. Yeah, that's it. It wasn't.
I thought that's what he was talking to one of the 4 voices in his head.
Yeah. But I think, it's a bit of a daft opening, but I think at this part of his career, putting the Warrior on first makes a lot of sense.
Gets the crowd going.
Because it gets the crowd going, have him going for 5-10 minutes to get the crowd. I mean, this lasts a bit longer than that, but, he gets the crowd on their feet. He doesn't do, outlandish moves. The match kind of gets in and gets out again. So I always kind of feel after this, I always kind of felt especially for this kind of period, the opening match was probably the best spot for the Warrior.
Well, yeah, because you're not expecting a long match. You're expecting to see everyone, especially Warrior. I mean, I'm sure people didn't realize back in the day that the Ultimate Warrior blew up during his intro because, he was a psychopath.
Fast, isn't it? Yeah.
But a match like this, where we've got 4 other tag team opponents, is perfect because he can get in, do his stuff, get out, rest.
Yeah.
Get in, get his stuff, get out, rest. It's almost like it's been designed for the Warrior because of his limitations when it comes to his stamina.
And having this music hit at the beginning, that gets the crowd on their feet. They kind of get pumped up for the show. It kind of makes real sense.
Mm-hmm.
So that was as an opener, not bad. Bit daft in places, but it's a Survivor Series match. What can you do?
I've got another piece of trivia.
Oh, go on, Al.
The Warrior must hate doing gorilla presses at Survivor Series. Because he didn't hit one gorilla press then, although he does hit 2 in 89. He doesn't hit 1 in 90 either. He pins 3 people in Survivor Series 90 and doesn't gorilla press any of them.
Because his finish was the gorilla press into the splash, wasn't it? That was his big finish.
Yeah, he just does the shoulder charge into the splash instead.
Yeah.
Like I said, he improvises to no end for the finish in this one.
The fact,
do you actually think the Warrior forgot the finish and just went double axe handle?
Probably.
I believe
he had to go for it.
Going to say, was it the good old wrestling challenge? Was it?
Yep.
Yeah, it seems to be on there, doesn't it? It seems to be Warrior's special move on that game.
Warriors double. You press both buttons in WrestleMania Challenge 88 to get the finishing move, and Hogan's got the leg drop, and Rick Rude's got the Rude Awakening, and Bossman's got the sidewalk slam. But Ultimate Warrior
everything is as it should be.
Like that forward. I remember the sound effect. It just went like that to the double axe handle.
So we come to the second match, which on the Coliseum home video I think was the first match, and I think this is the crown jewel of this Survivor Series. The reason why it's probably as famous as it is, and this is the Survivor Series tag team match with 5 teams on each side of the ring.
There's a lot of beef in this.
20 people. It's crazy.
It's
crazy
ridiculous.
amount of people.
We have the Powers of Pain, the British Bulldogs, the Hart Foundation, the Young Stallions, and the Rockers versus Demolition, the Brainbusters, the Bolsheviks, the Fabulous Rougeaus, and the Conquistadores.
Yes. Well, I spent ages on the notes writing Conquistabores. So much.
It's like Alan said. It's ridiculous, and I think this is why there's a lot of random people in the card because, there's a probably match later on where you slot in the Hart Foundation. There's matches where you slot in the Bulldogs, but because every single tag team's involved in this match, they can't be like the filler guys in other Survivor Series matches. They're all stuck in this one. But that when you first see when they're all in the ring and they're all stood out on the outside, and the hard cam can't see in the ring because there's so many people, it's just wow, this is just
and
nuts.
Then there's 4 managers on the outside as well. I think.
Yeah, for the heel team. Yeah,
we got who's it? Heenan, Fuji,
Slick,
and Jimmy Hart, isn't it?
And Jimmy Hart, yeah.
Jimmy Hart, yeah. I think the main signifier of how many people are in this match as well is when someone runs the ropes in the early moments of this match, everyone has to move to give
Move to
space
one side
so they don't collide with each other.
They're actually really aware of what's going on, don't they?
I would love to know how much planning went into this match, in the sense of, did the wrestlers just have a rough idea and they went and did it themselves, or was it laid out pretty much?
It's a hard call, isn't it?
I think it must be a lot of on-the-spot stuff.
Well, I think
how do you get there
as well, but it goes to show you the amount of good people involved in the match.
Oh, yeah.
No, totally, yeah.
This match is basically the United Nations of wrestling, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
because really, looking at the teams, the weak links are probably Powers of Pain are quite new, so they're weak links on the face side.
No, not Powers of Pain, man.
Well, maybe what's his face? More than not Barbarian, but the other fella.
I'd say probably your younger teams aren't quite established. I'd say that maybe even the Rockers are the sort of weaker team in the face side.
Yeah, Rockers haven't been in long.
Yeah, Powers of Pain are like, their feud with Demolition is what's powering this whole thing.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah. But even like the Conquistadors, like the guys under the mask and stuff, like I don't think I've written down who they were, but they are pretty good wrestlers, aren't they? They're from Puerto Rican fellas.
Riviera, Jose Estrada and Luis Riviera, I think.
So the guys know what they're doing. So yeah, like to kind of get this match to work as well as it does, and to keep it as pacey as it does, because like the whole thing has a kind of great pace to it. I don't think there's a few bits where it kind of slows down when they're working people over.
No, I think it's interesting as well that all the videos 10 on 10, if one member of a tag team got eliminated, both were gone. I thought it was a really interesting complex, because then the tag team relationships could be frayed there as well, because if your partner is the one that gets you eliminated, you're going to be pissed off. So they could have played off that as well.
Yeah.
There's also the option that if it was like a case of your partner could stick around, this match would probably be about 3.5 hours long.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean,
a special 9 videotape box set.
Yeah. They're probably still wrestling now.
Yeah. But the whole thing's great. Like, it's Demolition in their pomp. They're the tag team champions. Yep. They with the Fuji behind them, so they're the heels that come into this.
Well, Fuji behind him initially.
Yeah, initially. We got Dynamite Kid with a mustache.
Yes.
The Rougeaus with their little American flags come to the ring. Brilliant.
I did enjoy we're going to be Americans, and obviously Monson mentions that they're going to be American citizens soon, because obviously they're Canadian at the moment, and that just riles up French the wrong way.
Yeah. And then
they get the All American Boys theme song not long after that.
Oh, God.
I did like the Rougeaus All American Boys.
All American Boys. Oh,
brilliant. But one thing, like the kind of secret weapon to this match, it might sound a bit weird, is the ring. Because like it sounds ridiculous. There's a few bits where like Axe would like club Mighty Jannetty to the floor, and just the sound of him pounding guys onto the hitting people, like the ring just had this kind of real kind of bassy boom to it, or maybe kind of hit.
Well, that's using your head. Look, he changed it to his team's advantage. There goes Demolition.
The biggest thing about the early doors of this match, though, is that this match can go 100 miles an hour because everyone's only in for like 30 seconds at a time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's in and out, isn't it?
So you're not going to get knackered because you're going to tag out within about a minute. So, everyone gets stuff in. But it means that this match can logistically go at like 100 miles an hour for a good 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, until it starts thinning out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get Dynamite gets in his snap suplex. It's a great bit with Tully Blanchard's like getting pinball between all the good guys.
Yes.
Just staggering around. And he's probably my, like, we talk about it more at the end, but Tully Blanchard probably like one of my highlights in the match. Like his whole work in this one's brilliant.
Well, there's that hilarious bit when he gets tagged in and just like gingerly steps across the ring and tags else.
Yep.
He's just like, I don't want this.
He comes in, sees Warlord, is like, you're alright, and goes and tags Sax or somebody. It's like, nah, I'm out. First team eliminated is the Rougeau brothers. I think Hitman gets a sneaky small package on Raymond.
Would you like a piece of trivia?
Oh, Alan, come on.
All right, there is a reason.
Oh.
You've probably heard the story, so I'll try and condense it the best I can. But Jack Rougeau and Dynamite Kid had a big bust-up backstage a few months earlier because Jack Rougeau's clothes, I think, were in the shower all ripped up or something. And they've told him it was Dynamite Kid. Turns out it was probably Mr. Perfect in hindsight. But anyway, that's how it all started. And I think he accused Dynamite of doing it, and Dynamite slapped him in front of everybody. So Jack wanted revenge. So he got like a roll of quarters in his hand and smacked Dynamite in the face and knocked out 2 of his teeth or something.
Oh yeah, I've heard of this. Yeah.
So Vince was really frightened about what was going to happen. So the story is, he said Jack had to pay for his dental treatment, and Jack refused. So Vince went, well, okay, that's fine. I'll pay for it, but you just pretend you paid for it, right? That's how we're going to do it, right? So anyway,
good old Uncle Vince. He'll take care of you. Just don't tell anyone.
The Bulldogs put the notice in. So this was the Bulldogs' final match. And Vince was like, something's going to go down. Revenge is going to go down. And he didn't want it.
Like a leader receiver way out the door.
Get the Rougeaus eliminated. They're just going to leave the arena whilst the Bulldogs are still wrestling. And then we've got nothing, That's it. The Rougeaus are gone. The Bulldogs, they keep them near the end of the match to give the Rougeaus enough time to stay well clear and no trouble about it.
just avoid a potential HR nightmare.
It's probably a slightly better solution for Vince to not have someone go into business for themselves on Survivor Series pay-per-views.
Well,
You know, just separate them. Be all right.
Barbarian comes in, just starts battering folk because that's what he does. I think he murders the Conquistador. He comes in.
That's all he does. That's what the Barbarian's just here to hit people. That's literally all he was there for.
He keeps doing this big boot to the people's heads that just looks vicious.
Yes!
It's the kick of fear.
Yeah.
Really,
Well, you probably would fear it. To be fair.
Yeah, but I think that's what it was called in WCW, wasn't it?
The kick of fear.
I could be wrong. I seem to think of that so anyway.
Yeah. So, then we get Shawn Michaels. This great little bit where he kind of gets caught by Smash and he just kind of drapes him on the turnbuckle. And his legs are in the air. He's getting battered. Fuji's having a swing with his cane and all sorts. As he gets like properly caught in the corner, and then he gets out of that, and then Arn Anderson hits him with probably the greatest spinebuster I've ever seen in my life.
It was pretty good.
Well, it's a double A spinebuster, isn't it? So
that wasn't the moment that got me interested. It was the moment coming up now with Marty Jannetty, and I think it's one of the Conquistadors.
Okay.
Where Jannetty hits the ropes, the Conquistador goes to armbar him, and Jannetty just spins out of it and lands on his feet.
Hard to keep track this one. The pace is so fast, Jess.
I'll tell you, Gorilla. Can you imagine what it's like in that ring?
Oh, mayhem. Look at that move. Spin right out of that hip lock attempt. I don't think I've ever seen that.
In all the years you've been in wrestling, Gorilla?
I don't think I've ever seen that move.
Yeah.
There was a time when Marty Jannetty was competent and not just drunk 24/7.
I know, and not killing people in woods. Yeah, like he put it on Facebook, not me. I mean, come on.
That's true, he did.
I suppose, yeah. I was going to say alert the Conquistadors legal department, but I think, yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Wasn't it also Marty Jannetty that was doing this thing about asking people on Facebook whether it was sort of morally correct for going after this lassie who he thinks, who he finds really, really attractive, but might be his half sister or something like that.
I vaguely remember something like that. There was a period of time where Marty Jannetty just should have been not on social media.
Yeah, it's why your drunk uncle shouldn't have a Facebook account. That's basically why, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's what's going on. But yeah, like him spinning out of that, like I don't think I'd ever seen anything that impressive in my entire life up to that point. So 9/10. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that impressive with somebody but he span out of an armbar like that.
Are you trying to tell me, Phil, at no point in your early days of growing up in Gloucester did you see anyone in the city spin out of an armbar?
No, weirdly.
Bloody hell.
I know.
Where did you even grow up?
It's not something you'd see on British wrestling either, to be honest.
No, God, no.
Like an armbar would be a finisher, but no.
Yeah,
So I'm pretty sure, watching this video as a small kid, the build up, the opening to this match, all these people, weird masks, face paint, Marty Jannetty spins out of an armbar, this is wrestling for me. This is the perfect storm of getting me into wrestling.
I can see why it would do, because this is when you look around this ring, you're like, this is just crazy.
This is insane. There's two people in bondage gear. There's French people. I don't know what's going on. It's just insane. There's Russians I think it's Nikolai Volkov keeps getting pinned, and he just keeps pressing out of it, just throwing the person out of the pin, which is brilliant. Mm-hmm.
There's two large gentlemen dressed in pink and somehow making it work.
Yeah, somehow making it work.
Yeah, Jim Neidhart looked enormous in this match.
Yeah. But he throws there's one point he throws a drop kick, and that still looks really good. It's
Neidhart could move. People forget that.
Yes.
Yeah. There's another good bit with the Conquistador where I think he just kind of tries to punch Warlord, and Warlord just basically just lifts him from the floor into a gorilla press.
Oh yeah,
just muscles him up from the floor and just chucks him, and then Turley gets a massive lariat from Dynamite Kid for good measure, a lariat all the way from Japan.
I'm sure it did not feel good. It did not sound good anyway.
It didn't look good, did it? It just oofed. It's that one's all the way from New
Dynamite.
From Japan.
Dynamite always worked, shall we say, snug.
Well, that lariat wasn't snug. It was extra snug.
Yeah,
it was tight.
Murderous, you could say.
Yes, it was an attempt on his life. Boris Zuko rolls through a crossbody to eliminate Jimmy Powers, which is a weird sentence to read out loud. But there's some good, again, they were never the biggest tag team, and obviously Paul Roman will go on to better things for power and glory. But they still get the moment to shine, don't they? I think the good thing with this match is, like I said, there's a lot of things happening, but everybody gets a good moment to have a good offense in to make themselves look good. So everybody kind of comes out. Nobody comes out looking bad for this match, I don't think.
No, not at all.
Which is hard for a tag team match, because someone's got to be the one to go out first. But even the Rougeaus get some good heel heat out of it by going out first.
Yeah, and there's no one sticking out. I mean, it's kind of towards as the match goes on, it's kind of pointed out that the Conquistadors are kind of lucky to be in the sort of final stages of this match. And they are surely not going to win it. But for storyline reasons, they do.
Next pin is Jannetty pins Boris after a sneaky tag.
It's a good bit of teamwork, isn't it? It's a blind tag.
They kind of go off the ropes. Jannetty sneaks in, boom, gone. And then Conquistador backdrops Jannetty like about 4 miles in the air, which is a weird thing to see. Cause they actually, because as they're the guys, the whipping boys in the match, they still get some shots in as well, which is a bit weird.
Oh yeah. But I think they did have to alert the local aviation authorities about how high Jannetty was going to be on that backdrop. Like, Jesus.
He did go up, adjust the lighting in the gantry, and then come back down again.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. He was dusting some light bulbs and then came back down again, I think.
Conquistador, and one of the Conquistadors is so battered he tries to tag Hitman. So Dynamite tries to chop some sense into him. All the way from Japan. Like, the guy's wearing like a bodysuit, and he still like gets cracked by a chop like that is insane.
Look at this. The Conquistador don't know where he is.
He's in the wrong corner.
He's trying to tag the Hitman.
He's trying to tag anybody. He don't care.
Wow, did you hear that chop?
Dynamite going for a double underhook here. No, turn it around and get that snap suplex.
Dynamite didn't do anything that just tickled. I'll say that.
No.
You felt everything, whether you wanted to or not.
Yeah. I think we get a little bit of slowness at this point because I think Smash starts working over Barbarian's neck.
Yeah. It had to happen at some point because everyone was probably knackered.
But it's fine because, like, Smash looks over to the Warlord and he's like, "What do you think of your partner now?" Barbarian powers out of it, which is weird because, like, Smash obviously at this point is like a power wrestler, but Smash would become the Repo Man, and Repo Man wasn't a power wrestler.
I always find that really difficult to work out that they're the same person. It never quite levels in my head that they were the same person. Yeah.
It's kind of that would hear like, he's like as strong as Barbarian, he's like, as powerful as those kind of guys, but then like he evolves into the Repo Man. How does that work?
Yeah, I don't. It's like they must have had a meeting at some stage and went, how you were in this sort of all-dominating tag team that would just basically blitz through everyone. Well, we want to pretend to steal cars. Yeah,
because you need a job now. Because being like a member of a post-apocalyptic, cult can't be a job in wrestling anymore. You got to be a Repo Man.
You got to have something that you wrestling's only a thing you do on the side.
Exactly. Yeah.
Got to get it to identify people. To get them to identify whether you need to be a bin man or a disgruntled hockey player or
a mortician.
Yeah, or a mortician.
Hitman comes in and starts going through his 5 moves of doom.
Of course.
I think he's just missing the side Russian leg sweep. That's the only one he doesn't hit during that sequence.
I can imagine them going, "There is nobody good enough in this match to pin me. Nobody's good enough to pin me."
So explain. So he does a.
Oh, bless you, Brett.
So he hits Tully Blanchard hits him with a German suplex, goes to pin him, but commentary says Tully rolls his shoulder and makes Hitman pin himself because it's all very confusing, isn't it?
But I suppose it's a way of the Hart Foundation being eliminated without
kind of protecting them.
Protecting them at the same time, because it's not like it's just a sort of simple mistake that did it. It's not as if they got beat.
Yeah, well, there's kind of like I think we're getting to the end because there's a similar finish shortly where I think it's Tully Blanchard's him with Shawn Michaels, and Tully just kind of looks at Irons and just goes, "Oh, screw it, let's just get disqualified. Let's go to the bar." So they just kind of jump in and just start fighting and brawl to the back.
Yeah, that was big. That was their big feud going in. So yeah, they had I think it was 2 out of 3 falls on Saturday night's main event as well. That was that was their feud between the two. So yeah, they all got disqualified.
There's a good little bit where I think Jannetty's going to get like double suplex and Michael saves him, and then they hit a double super kick onto the brainbusters and then out the back. Pat Patterson makes an appearance as he's separating him out down by the entryway.
Mm-hmm.
Bob tries to kill somebody else with another head kick. Can't remember who, but yeah, just tried to kill him. Who's out next? Yeah, there's a few more bits where I think this is where the Conquistadors start like being hit. And they like fall towards the corner, and it starts getting picked on commentary more and more. That the fact that the powers of pain like throw them over that way, Davey Boy hits them towards that way. All those kind of things just start kind of being a little bit weird. Like, is there some shenanigans going on here? Maybe we'll find out soon. Next highlight, Dynamite. I can't think what he does, but he gets one of the Conquistadors in the pin. They kick out, and he swears.
Typical Dynamite Kid style.
He hits a tombstone on somebody, does he not?
Yeah, he hits I think he's on Tully Blanchard. He hits a tombstone just for like a 2 count early on in the match, which I don't think There weren't that many tombstones flying around at that point, were there? I don't think.
No, but he is the Dynamite Kid after all. He's explosive. He can do anything.
Yeah, that's true. And then he gets eliminated because he misses the flying headbutt. Is it Smash hits him with a clothesline? Then he's done.
Yes.
That's the
most popular Survivor Series finish. The good old Survivor Series clothesline.
Oh yeah.
And, yeah.
But he missed the flying headbutt. Oh come on, he was damaged, wasn't he? It wasn't quite the same.
Okay.
And then we start getting into the real shenanigans of the match. Warlord hits himself on the post. Fuji starts swinging his cane, bring him over here, lads. I'm going to get a go.
Here we go. Yep.
And Monsoon's distracting his own men. Yeah, so he's distracting his own team.
Yeah.
And then
but he opens the ropes and Smash. He falls through forward to no reaction at all from the crowd. I should say, that bit with Smash falls through, the crowd just kind of goes, huh?
I think there's more confusion. Was that on purpose? Did he mean to do that? Was
I don't think they're quite, understanding what's going on.
Yeah, it's only when Axe comes around and starts shouting at Fuji, and then he gets smacked with a cane. That's when the crowd start properly reacting. They've been into the match, or they've not been quiet this whole match, but that kind of bit I think has kind of stood out as they were like, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, Smash grabs him. Axe slams Fuji, and then the Powers of Pain come over. What's going on here, boys? They come over, they start helping up Fuji, bring him up to their corner. Jesus Christ, is this a double face turn?
They give me bowler hat back, that's very important.
Yeah, bowler hat back.
Oh, yes, they do.
So now we're left with the Powers of Pain on one side and the Conquistadores at the other.
Well, I would have guessed these two teams would have been the last two teams in. Nobody would have guessed that.
Nobody would have guessed that. You thought you'd end with the Demolition Powers of Pain, wouldn't you?
The Powers of Pain can't even beat the Conquistadores clean.
No, that's true.
Oh yeah, doesn't Fuji battle one of them? Oh, he tripped him, doesn't he? Tripped him.
One of them up to get the pinfall. Yeah.
So it's
Fuji flying headbutt and 3 counts, and the Powers of Pain are the all survivors with Fuji on their shoulders. What a match that was!
And then Demolition comes out at the end to chase them out the ring.
Yes, to get them out because they need to get the next match on. Well,
just to underline the double face turn.
Yes.
Yeah, you see, people are going about the Austin Bret Hart double turn thing. That's it.
It's the greatest one ever. But yeah, what do we think of having a 5-on-5 tag team match?
Can we also point out that Fuji's face paint that he's gone at the start of the match is, in retrospect, much more Powers of Pain looking?
Yes,
that is true.
It
was, yeah. Look at that. That's like a long form storytelling on a great level. That is.
It is. It's almost interpretive art.
Well, they did a similar match at the first Survivor Series as well. They did the whole 10-team thing at the first Survivor Series, and then I don't think they did it again till it was Survivor Series 2016 or 2018 or something.
Maybe.
Was it a more recent one?
The only kind of similar thing I can remember is the Survivor Series Elimination Chamber match.
No, they did a proper Survivor Series one. They did.
But they wouldn't have that many tag teams by then, though, would they?
No,
because that's one thing to highlight. It shows the depth of the tag team roster that none of these teams are thrown together.
No.
Right, there isn't a team that's two guys just kind of been tagging for 2 weeks or whatever in different gear. They're all proper tag teams, every single one of them, aren't they?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is impressive to say the least.
Yeah, they're established. They've got a story. You know who they are. You know what their motivations are. Where instead you've got nowadays the modern equivalent is Bobby and Jim happen to be in the same place at the same time. They thought they'd make a tag team called the Bawjaws or something like that. I don't know.
That should be a tag team name right there. But yeah, I think this is probably there's probably 2 kind of big high points of tag team wrestling in WWE. It's around this era, and then probably the Edge and Christian era of the early 2000s.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Where there's lots of teams, there's lots of feuds, there's lots of different combinations of people going on each other. Rather than the problem at the moment is you tend to have 3 or 4 teams just kind of fighting each other all the time because that's all there is.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want your 10-on-10 Survivor Series match from 2016?
Go on.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. Obviously it was a Raw versus SmackDown thing.
Of course.
Of course.
So your team Raw was Cesaro and Sheamus,
Ooh.
Enzo Amore and Big Cass,
Ooh.
Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson,
Yay.
The New Day, which was Big E and Kofi Kingston in this instance, and the Shining Stars, which was Epico and Primo.
Yeah.
And they had,
at least they're all tag teams though so far.
They had Xavier Woods as their manager.
Nice.
For the evening. And they defeated Team SmackDown, which was American Alpha, Chad Gable and Jason Jordan.
Oh, rest in peace.
Breezango, Fandango and Tyler Breeze.
Jeez.
Heath Slater and Rhino.
Yeah. What? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The Hype Brothers, which was Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder, and the Uzos, Jay and Jimmy Uso.
Jeez.
That's
so
equivalent in the modern day.
I suppose those were all tag teams, but I can't think of many of the tag teams beyond that on the card.
No, I think they got them all in one match.
No, there was another one. It was the opening match of Survivor Series 2018. Once again, another Raw versus SmackDown.
Obviously, yeah.
Once again, it's the Usos. Jay's onto a winner right now. He's had years of this. Anyway, so Team SmackDown was the Usos, Jay and Jimmy Uso. The New Day, again, but this time it was Big E and Xavier Woods. Sanity, which was Eric Young and Killian Dane.
Rest in peace.
Gallows and Anderson, and the Colons, which is Epico and Primo, with Kofi Kingston and Alexander Wolf on the outside.
The Colons.
And they defeated Team Raw, which was Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. God, remember that?
Jesus.
The Revival, Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson. The B team of Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel.
Oh, boy.
Lucha House Party of Lindsay Dorado and Kalisto Grammetalik. And the Ascension, Connor and Victor.
Oh, the Ascension.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
God, I love tag team wrestling. It is the best, isn't it? Come on.
When it's done right.
It's done right.
But
this one, I think, I imagine them doing it because they probably grew up watching this match. I'm like, let's do that.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
Well,
but I'd be interested to see how long they had compared to this match.
You could probably watch them both, I would say, in the time
within this one.
No, that entire match in 2018 is done in 22 minutes and 20 seconds.
What's the other one?
18 minutes 55, even shorter.
Yeah.
So that would be like 40 minutes, 41 minutes from them both. Is this?
So like you could probably watch those two matches in the time.
47 minutes for this one, is it? I don't know
42 minutes 12 according to the website, according to Wikipedia.
Yeah, later on in the 2016 edition, there is a 5-on-5 Survivor Series match that almost goes an hour.
Woofed.
Oh, was that the one AJ Styles and
the Shane McMahon one? Was it?
Yeah, it's AJ Styles, Bray Wyatt, Dean Ambrose.
To be
Randy
fair, that was really good.
Yeah, against Braun Strowman, Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins.
I remember that being really good, that match.
That match was really good because it had to then be followed up by a 1 minute 26 Goldberg squash against Brock Lesnar.
Yes, it was that night, wasn't it?
But this one's clearly the highlight of the card, for me at least. It's pacey, it's got loads of action in it, it's got some cracking moments, it's got good healing, good guys, good bad guying. Yeah, it's brilliant. As one of the matches that got me into wrestling, I think you couldn't really ask much more than this one.
Well, I have to say, Phil, it is the best Survivor Series match, in my opinion, ever.
I mean, it'd be hard to argue with that.
It certainly is for me, anyway.
The best Survivor Series team match, you mean?
No, ever. Just the best Survivor Series match ever.
The best Survivor Series match ever?
As in the Survivor Series concept, yes.
Right, so the best team match at Survivor Series.
Best traditional Survivor Series match.
Yeah, thank you, Ewan. That's much
okay,
more
right, okay.
Yes.
I was going to say that Stone Cold Bret Hart from 96 would like a word.
All right, Mr. Picky.
So after this nonsense, we cut to a backstage segment where the corpse of Andre the Giant is trying to cut a promo.
Oh, God.
He looks so drunk in this promo.
It's a little bit.
Have we skipped on a bit? Or am I watching the wrong? Because I've got Sean Winnie's with Bad News Brown next.
Yeah, I skipped beyond that. Sorry, that's my fault.
Oh, okay. Because you have to make a point of Bad News Brown calling it Survival Series, and then calling it Wrestler Mania.
He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't care. He doesn't work for anyone.
And let me tell you another thing. Survival Series means totally nothing to me. I've been a survivor on the streets of Harlem all my life. I won the WrestleMania Battle Royal. I have beaten everybody that they put against me. That's why I deserve a shot.
I'll tell you what the actual highlight of this promo is. It's when Bad News says that he's been writing Jack Tunney letters about getting a match with Macho Man Randy Savage.
As opposed to just talking to him.
He's been sending them to Jack Tunney, though. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
That's the problem, yeah.
Bless Bad News. I can't really imagine him sitting down with his getting out his fountain pen, getting his nice paper out, getting his the letter-headed paper from the desk of Bad News, and writing out a letter to President Jack Tunney.
Dear Jack Tunney, I would like to fight the Macho Man. at Wrestling Mania.
It's just written in crayon.
Here's what went wrong. Bad News Brown got the Iron Sheik to write his correspondence. That's why he never got any response.
Yeah, I just said go fuck yourself, break your back or whatever. Yeah, done.
Yeah, no, he got the Iron Sheik to write his correspondence, and then he was puzzled why he had to fight Brian Blair every week.
All the bees in one match.
It's not going to come across very well in like an audio format, but I have written down here that every single time Bad News Brown finishes a sentence, he pulls a face that makes it look like he's just smelt a bad fart.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what?
Yeah.
I think this would be a bit harder though. I think he was quite good. I like Bad News.
Yeah, and then we get is it a little promo with Fuji and the Powers of Pain, and the Powers of Pain they've gone to heel grounding very quickly.
Oh, they were obviously ready for this moment because they're going from we love the crowd to fuck everyone. Here's our new pal, Mr. Fuji.
They're just talking about Fuji just going like
Master Fuji, yes.
Master Fuji, not Fuji the Stooge.
The best Fuji quotation from this, by the way, is when he says, and I quote directly, "I made the demolition. The head was swelling up."
It's the way he says it, Campan. You get away with it. The way he does the promo.
It's tremendously racist said by anyone else.
Yeah, I couldn't quite go that far.
You can't quite do the whole thing, can you?
No.
No, but
we get a lot of chat about the next match, don't we? So I think they actually read the people out because there's a bit in there about is it Jesse Ventura on the Jake Roberts team say they get nothing for brains but a bit for talent.
Yeah, because the co-captains of that team are our favourite idiot Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Jake the Snake Roberts. Our favourite, I don't know.
Yeah,
depends what day it was for Jake Roberts, I suppose.
Yeah. So
are we still on the promos before this?
Because they kind of announce the teams first, then they go into a promo. It's a bit of a weird setup.
Yeah, because this is like the ideal thing about how little Harley Race was thought of in WWF at the time.
It was a crime.
He is overshadowed quite literally because he's in the background and no one, you can't really see him. And he's the only person in this team that doesn't get to say anything.
Oh, yeah. You'll notice me and Gene's blocking him the entire promo.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing.
He's also the only one that doesn't look mentally insane apart from Mr. Perfect, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I did note Perfect and Harley Race both wearing Survivor Series t-shirts. Nice on brand. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Available for $18 in the foyer.
Yeah.
Probably a couple of hundred nowadays.
Probably.
Yeah, that's true. Rick Rude on Gene. Shut up, divot head. Excellent work from Rude there.
And then Andre the Giant has the closing line with his eyes that just look terrifying.
He just seems insane in this one. It's like, I don't know what's going on.
Whenever Andre does these promos, right, about how, at this sort of period of time with the big sort of wide eyes, I cannot, not hear in my head, I'm the Dread Pirate Roberts. I can't not hear that in my head.
Cannot hear it.
They should just, he's got a big jacket on, they're wheeling him down the aisle ablaze. Sorry.
Well, that's pretty much at that point, wasn't it? Because the whole thing of this is like, he's afraid of the snake. There's a bit where they talk about the teams and Monsoon's like, don't forget, Jesse, Damien can do anything. And it's like, well, he can mainly be a snake.
Yeah, mainly.
Like,
I don't think he's going to be tying shoelaces anytime
soon.
Yeah,
he's not going to be driving their car to the hotel and taking the bikes up to the room. That'd be great, wouldn't it? It'd be amazing. It'll be amazing. But Damien's not going to be there setting up the ring. You know what I mean? Because he's a snake. He hasn't got any arms or legs, so he's very limited.
Sort of an alternative universe. There's like a section where Jake the Snake needs to make an escape from the arena, and then he runs to the back parking lot, and a car pulls up, and the window winds down, and it's Damien at the wheel going, "Jake, get in."
Jake, get in the seat! Get in the seat!
Get in the seat, Jake! And he's just like, he just coiled himself around the steering wheel and just like...
just flexing the muscles to turn.
Yeah. Sorry, that mental image is just... Well, that's been with me for a long time.
This is there. We get a promo with the Mega Powers team, who are coming back later.
Yep.
Yeah, Hogan is like fluorescent almost in this promo.
Yeah, he's also stolen Hulk Hogan's Hercules' chains, you'll note.
Yeah, I'll put that down. Yeah, he's nicked Hercules' chain. Obviously nicked Hercules' chain just to do the weak link in the chain gag.
Yeah.
And that's it. He's probably just grabbed off his shoulders as they went in.
They were thinking like in 10 years to be saying that, but it'll be like a feather bow instead of chains, won't it?
True, yeah.
Little preview of the future there. Macho's got his classic glasses on. which the kind of late 80s glasses. Apparently they had some kind of seance in the ocean to kind of get ready for their match.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on with that.
About?
I don't know. They said the ocean, they became they became one or something. I don't know. It got very sexual for a minute. I don't know what was going on. It's just got a bit weird.
Well, I mean, considering the team of the Mega Powers consisted of a Herculean giant, Coco Beware, and a redneck.
Yeah, who knows what happened?
Yeah.
Imagine the children out of that. Anyways, so
Jesus Christ.
we come to the actual next match, which is Andre the Giant, Dino Bravo, Mr. Perfect, Ravishing Rick Rude, and the former King Harley Race versus Jake Roberts, Jake the Snake Roberts, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Ken Patera, Tito Santana, and Scott Hoosey.
Scott, who is he?
Yeah, Scott Hoosey. Oh, he comes to the ring like this, huh? So this is what I was saying earlier about, like, you know, with the because the tag teams are like dragging so many people to that match. You could probably imagine in a different scenario, you'd have, instead of Patera and Casey, you'd have the Rockers in there.
Yeah.
Or you'd have the Bulldogs in there. You know, something like that to kind of slot into that match. Maybe rather than say Harley Race and Dino Bravo, you might have the Powers of Pain in there. You know, it's kind of like it's putting people from the other matches, so they have to kind of fill those out as best they can with other people, don't they? Because why is Ken Patera in this?
Who knows?
Because he's the 1980s Kurt Angle.
Well, yeah, you're right to a degree. He's not really. He's still a bit of a star in 1988. He's wrestled in Mania and SummerSlam, and here he is again. Okay,
that's fine. Defend Scott Casey.
Okay, no problem at all. He was supposed to be the Junkyard Dog.
There you go.
There you go.
And if you squint, it could still be.
Could still be, could it? Okay.
If you squint and turn the contrast on your television.
Yeah.
Well, it was supposed to be the Junkyard Dog, and he quit.
Yeah.
So they went and got Brian Blair.
Oh, God.
But he was upset because they broke the Killer Bees up, and he quit as well. So it was literally like, shit, who we got left?
Scott, who's that sat on the bench over there? What's your name? Get your gear in the ring, pal. Off you go.
Yeah.
I'm Scott Hoosey.
Scott Hoosey.
And I approve this message.
Just a quick note that it's Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, not Mr. Perfect. And also he's just wearing tights, not his singlet. So it's very early again.
Which looks wrong.
Oh, it's wrong looking. You're right.
It should be a yellow singlet.
Once he's in the ring, it's Mr. Perfect. But like when you see him, it's like, nah, that doesn't look right. I think Casey's in first, and Monsoon's so excited about him, he starts talking about the colour Rick Rude's trunks.
Yeah, he does.
He starts talking about wrestling gear.
I love the conversation about trunk colours.
Yeah.
And how in Monsoon's day, there was a choice between black and maybe a light grey.
Yeah. And that was about as far as he went, which is like, the crowd are up for this. Even though, you know, they kind of pop for Roberts, they pop for Duggan, giving it a big ho to the crowd, that sort of thing. But I think after that last match they seem a little bit tired.
Well, that's what I was going to say. They've just witnessed 20 giant bits of beef at each other for the best part of an hour. They were going to come down at some point.
Yeah. So I think this is it, isn't it, really? So this is the kind of come down match after that.
The crowd go nuts mainly when Andre gets locked up in the ropes.
Yeah.
That's like, as far as the crowd goes, seemingly the highest point of this match.
Oh, yeah. Because they're there for, like, the Jake the Snake Andre feud, which is that's the driving force. This one, isn't it? It's the feud between which we kind of get to as like the face team gets kind of chiseled away.
Is this the match with the pneumatic drill?
A pneumatic drill?
Yeah. Have you not heard this story?
I can't say that I actually have.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the match, but there's one match around about this time that Jake Roberts tells the story that he's in some sort of hold that from Andre, and he's like, you know, like a headlock or something like that. And like they're on the ground, and then he can just hear this kind of like rumbling noise. And apparently he's like looking around, going, "Is someone?" You know, he's like, it sounded like a pneumatic drill, like roadworks or something like that. And you know, it's like this noise shouldn't be in this situation at this time.
Yeah,
and he's getting really kind of like he's in the middle of this headlock, going, "Why am I hearing this drill? What's going on? What is someone doing?" He's trying to look around, but he's obviously in a headlock with Andre the Giant.
Yeah,
and then he's aware all of a sudden that Andre's laughing. And he looks up, and then he just sees Andre looking down at him, going, and Andre just says, "Ha ha ha ha! I am farting."
I don't know this one because I don't think Andre gets into that much into the match.
I don't remember in a moment where it's like it's you know when it's like he's got him in a headlock or something like that, but that's apparently what happened.
Yeah.
That is a 5-star story.
There's a lot of him interfering from the outside. We get a rude awakening on Kempatera. He's done. Hardy Race throws a dropkick for no reason.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. Dino Bravo hits his side suplex on Scott Hoosie. He's gone.
Oh, Dino Bravo loves them side suplexes.
He loves side suplex.
Cam, just a quick Scott report in the middle. It is currently Livingstone 2, Celtic 2, and Celtic have had a player sent off who has been on the pitch for 5 minutes.
Nice.
Oh, inject into my veins.
That's your next Scottish football update.
Star
At the top of the hour.
2021.
There's cash prize if you can guess who the Rangers fan is in this podcast. Hashtag there is no cash prize.
Yeah, it's out of Cameron's pockets. 2 quick points I just kind of note. Tito Santana is still wearing Strike Force trunks. He just can't give up that tag team, can he?
Well, you know he's going to get reformed in a few months, so he's just keeping them around.
Keeping them fresh. There's a bit where like Perfect beats down Duggan. Then Duggan, I assume, like Duggan's up on Perfect. He kind of like gets up.
Duggan's up.
Yeah, rather than Hulk's up, he Duggan's up, doesn't he? Because that's what Jim Duggan.
Duggan's up.
He
Is that
just
what
Duggan's
we're
up.
calling it now?
Yeah, that's what we are.
Just gets up in the morning and goes, "Oh!"
He's like just like Duggan's himself up to his feet and starts battering him again.
Oh, imagine if you could just Duggan up all the time.
Yeah.
You're Duggan up right now, you're not Cameron.
Yeah, in a most modest way.
I have a modest direction, my dear.
My 2x4 is ready.
Please varnish it promptly.
Yes.
Tito hits Race with a flying forearm, who sounds like an absolute boss. He's pinned, so he's out. So we're down to 3-on-2, I think. It's Duggan and
It's got to be 4. It's got to be at least 4.
Duggan and Snake versus 4, isn't it? The 4 heels.
Yeah.
And then Tito. Oh no, it's 3. Sorry, it's Tito's still there. So it's 4-on-3 now. Tito then tries to do a sunset flip on Andre the Giant, which makes no sense.
Nope.
No, he just likes the side suplex. He can't help it.
Andre comes in and is basically just begins to murder Tito, strangling him, throwing him around all over the place. And yeah, then just sits him to pin him, because why would you? In what world did you ever do a sunset flip on Andre the Giant?
God knows.
An alternative world.
Yeah. This is the point, where Duggan ties up Andre in the ropes, and then he tangs in Jake, who just starts battering him as well.
Yep.
Yep.
Just beat the shit out of the big man.
Yeah. Just starts beating the actual shit into him. Then he tags in Rick Rude, who then starts throwing Jake into turnbuckles, which sound very nasty.
Andre took a lot of punishment and still had enough to make the tag. The smarts.
Snake hard into the corner.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun.
It's kind of like that Hitman spot where he kind of goes front first and that just makes a horrible
when he
noise on the ropes.
stirring him first, yeah.
It makes a similar kind of noise where it's like the metal of the turnbuckle hitting the pole or something. It just sounds horrible. So we get a few of those. Then we get a real good pile driver on Jake. Duggan comes in, and then I think, is it Frankie on the outside? Grabs Duggan and they all spill to the outside.
Frankie,
so then
what? Caught Ubu West Pirate?
A Frenchie, sorry.
Yeah. I was going to say, what? I don't remember this bit.
My writing at this point was terrible. Frenchie grabs Duggan, spills to the outside. Duggan gets his 2x4, just waffles Dino, and DQs himself. And then we get a bleep on Duggan.
Yep.
I think we need a piece of Survivor Series trivia.
Yes, we do.
This is why Al's here.
How did Jim Duggan get eliminated in the 1990 Survivor Series?
Haven't we done this one?
Would it be exactly the same way?
He got a 2x4 and hit Earthquake with it.
Hey!
What's the one? Did we do the one where he battered somebody but didn't get caught because he hit it behind his back?
No. For a bonus point, which isn't exactly the same thing, how did he get eliminated from the 1987 Survivor Series? This is more simpler, but...
Did he just bat somebody with a 2x4?
It didn't involve a 2x4, this one.
Was he batted with a 2x4?
He leaves the ring to try and get a 2x4 and gets counted out?
Counted out.
Oh my
How
God.
did Jim Duggan get eliminated from the 1989 Survivor Series?
He counted out.
Yeah, well done, Euan. So yes, in Duggan's first 4 Survivor Series, he was counted out, disqualified, counted out, and disqualified.
What
a solid record.
Oh, it's like that.
What a
That's
legend.
that song about Henry VIII, isn't it? Disqualified, counted out, Disqualified and counted
Counted
out.
out. 2 by forward and counted out.
Don't you worry, on his final Survivor Series 1991, he actually won.
Oh,
well done, Duggan.
well, they saved the best for last.
Yeah.
Is that the one we've done? 'Cause I'm sure I remember a bit like he hit somebody on the ropes and then just kind of like hides it behind his back like a schoolboy.
Royal Rumble 89, possibly, for that finish, possibly.
Maybe.
Maybe. I think it is.
Yeah, but he gives like a big bullshit and he gets himself bleeped on the network, which was quite good. I don't remember that from the old video.
Yeah, I have put down here why the bleep. I couldn't actually work out why, but yeah.
I think it's a big swear. That's why I think it is. But that,
Yeah,
I don't remember that at all on the old video, so I'm assuming that bit was cut because I think this match kind of edited down now to just like basically the eliminations, and that was it.
Yeah, I must admit I enjoyed it a lot more on the video because I thought this match was too long for the story it was trying to tell. Although 30 minutes was too long for how they're going, but when it was edited on the video, it made the match look a lot more exciting, I thought.
Yeah, I think they get to the point where they want to get to, which is Jake by himself getting battered by people. They get to that point a lot quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because once they get to that point, like there's some great moments. Like there's this kind of recurring thing when Jake's trying not to get caught in the heel corner.
Yeah.
So he keeps like holding onto the ropes, or he keeps kind of like being really kind of cagey about trying to get into locks with people, which is that great psychology from Jake. Like Jake really knows what he's doing at this point, isn't he?
Oh yeah. He's like
he's 4-on-1. He's not going to have a good time.
Yeah.
No.
Like I don't think he's anywhere near like he's not riven by drugs as much as he would get into like a few years time, that sort of thing. So like he really is on his game, kind of like when we saw him in the blind match in WrestleMania 7 with the blindfold match.
Yeah.
Like his work with the crowd, like him kind of like rolling out the ring, him kind of doing all that kind of stuff is brilliant. They kind of really kind of gets the crowd on his side, even though like he's the kind of babyface in peril. Like I think he kind of manages to kind of keep the crowd invested in it, because those kind of things can get a bit boring when you're just getting like one guy getting battered by the bad guys for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's great. Like Rick Rude coming and just slapping him on the floor is brilliant.
No, I was going to say this isn't the one where Rick Rude's got Cheryl Roberts on his trunks. No, that's not. No.
That's someone else.
Yeah. She does get mentioned several times though.
She does, yeah. Ventura does at one point wonder who Cheryl Roberts is cheering for right now.
Yeah. And then there's a bit where Rude goes to, I think, tag, and then Jake basically pulls his trunks down pretty much all the way, gets DDT'd and pinned, and then Andre comes in and basically proceeds to choke Jake the Snake to death in the corner.
Yes.
He choked the snake.
There's lots of snake choking going on.
Mm-hmm.
But it's relentless. He just kind of like he's biting him. His straps coming doing like he's frothing out the mouth. It's a really vicious kind of finish to the match.
Oh yeah.
And there's like a bit at the end where he's just like he's squeezing Jake's neck, and it almost crossed the line. You're thinking, is he actually killing him there? Because like the way he's kind of crossing his thumbs over seems a little bit too real.
Yeah, well, it looks bloody good. Anyway,
it looks good. Yeah, he basically gets himself DQ'd, and then Mr. Perfect comes in and gets the win.
Yep.
I did like that. I thought it was such a good touch. That Jake mauls him to death, gets disqualified. Sorry, Andre mauls him to death, gets disqualified, and then Perfect just comes in and just pins. No effort, just comes in and pins him.
And how great do they celebrate
him
and Dino just kind of jumping up and down in the ring, celebrating like they did it all themselves.
Yeah.
That was good. But then Damien gets in the ring. Andre pegs it as best he can with his kind of weird legs.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's it. That's match done.
And then Bobby Heenan must have to bolt backstage because he's there for Team Boss Man.
Yeah.
Like literally 10 seconds later.
Yeah, it's a Mean Gene with Boss Man.
I think it is Mean Gene. Yeah, there's a promo before the match.
Yeah, because they're all there backstage, all a bit shouty. We've got green suit Ted DiBiase, which looks beautiful.
Oh yes.
And there's a great line from Mean Gene when he's like, "Can the Red Rooster talk?"
Yeah.
It's like, calm down, Gene. Jesus. It was a bit uncalled for, wasn't it? To have a little dig before he goes out to the ring.
Well, I'm pretty sure they probably were on the verge of making sure he could only cluck.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing was like, at this point, Heenan was like coaching Rooster through all his matches, wasn't he? So it was like he had no skills, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of in the story that it's like he's kind of presented as being lucky to be there.
It sets up the epic clash of the Red Rooster versus Bobby Heenan at WrestleMania 5.
Oh, Lord.
My God.
Which we all remember with great fondness.
Yeah.
Okay, trivia time. I'm going to have to look this up.
Go on, then.
How long did that match last? Have a guess each.
What, Heenan versus
the Red Rooster, WrestleMania 5?
I think you want to say it was a short time.
I don't think it was that short.
It might be like the sort of retro era equivalent of Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler.
I give you a clue. It was certainly not that.
Okay, I'm going to say 6 minutes.
6 minutes. Cameron?
I'm going to go 8 minutes.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to split the difference and say 7 minutes.
God, these are all terrible. It goes 31 seconds.
Oh
wow. Wow. I guess Cam gets it for closest wins.
Oh, Euan was getting it.
Yeah, I said 6.
Oh, sorry, I got it confused. My apologies. That's why.
You fucking idiot.
All right.
Jeez.
Calm down, mean Euan. Jesus.
No, I don't want it.
Yes, so we're into the next match, well, the final match of the card, which is the Twin Towers of Akeem and the Big Boss Man, King Haku, the Red Rooster, and the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, versus Hercules, Hillbilly Jim, Coco Beware, Hulk Hogan, and the WWF Heavyweight Champion Mandy Macho Man Savage.
Fucked it, Doyle.
Fucked it. Listen, I got through all those matches without any kind of problem to that last one. Come on.
My God, it was a good one at the end.
Mandy Savage.
The Racho Man.
The Racho Man, Mandy Savage. Nice.
It's like, can we get the Macho Man? No. We'll get his non-union Mexican equivalent.
No, that's what Barney Brown called him in the next promo.
Yeah.
Well, first note I wrote down was another payday for Hercules. We can't get rid of this man.
Can't get rid of him. But to be fair to him, his trunks are looking better. They're not so high up at the back.
Yes.
No.
Not like his.
Is this not one of Hercules' like? He gets like 17 pay-per-views in a row or something daft like that.
It's WrestleMania 2 to Royal Rumble. No, sorry. WrestleMania 2 to Royal Rumble 92. I think so, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, he gets like a payday for every single one.
Yeah.
I noticed the heel team comes out to Slick's music, which is fine because Slick's music is brilliant. Big Boss Man comes out. I've written down, like, is he like in that first wave of wrestlers with jobs?
I think so.
Yeah, probably.
Because he's very much a police officer, isn't he? With like, the full costume and everything. He's not like, say...
Only because it kind of worked with him because, you know, in the police, you'd at least be sort of experiencing some sort of, should we say, direct confrontation. So therefore it fits in a wrestling context.
Yes.
Whereas if you're, say, a bin man, not really.
Or a barber.
Yeah.
Who's resting on the side.
Not
makes
really.
No sense.
A dentist, not really.
Doesn't make any sense.
I always wanted to know why did they have to have jobs?
I think it was
don't know.
so they could relate to ordinary people. So you know what I mean?
They're not, people aren't watching wrestling to watch ordinary people. They're here to watch people that are bigger than humans.
I think I don't know. I can't remember if we touched this, but I wonder if it's the Undertaker's fault.
No.
But he got over as a wrestler with a job. He was a mortician, wasn't he? Before he became, the Dark Avenger Angel of Death.
Before it was like he was like this ethereal ghost-like figure that supernatural kind of a guy.
And he got over. So like it was like kind of in his wake, he kind of got the Sparky Plugs and those sort of guys.
Yeah, that's more like a mid-90s thing, though.
Yeah.
It's kind of led to like 95, which is awful, one of the worst years ever.
Somebody must have got over as like a wrestler with a job in order for this to kind of start happening.
Well, the Boss Man was a guard.
That's true, he was.
Yeah.
Repo Man did cars.
We were landing for Hard Times a couple of shows before.
Yeah, the Hard Time lyrics. That was the other one. That was last time.
And I was right. Thank you very much.
You were right. Yes, Phil was right.
Thank you. Yeah, Macho comes out with his cape because this is Macho in his pomp. This is brilliant Macho.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 5-star Macho.
Yeah. Notice that Hogan gets his own music when he comes out.
Yeah, I've just written this down. Why does Hogan get his own entrance separate from the rest of his team?
I think I replied to you in Discord saying because he's a giant racist cunt.
Yeah, that's probably the main reason.
Probably the main reason, yeah.
Ventura sells it well on commentary, I think.
He does, because this was the period of time when Ventura and Hogan maybe weren't getting on.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair.
Was this not the period of time where Ventura had tried to get a union going with all the boys, and then it was Hogan that dubbed them into Vince?
That would sound about right.
I think
so that's why
just the rumor.
I always remember like Jesse pointing at all the bits where Hogan's like raking the eyes and thumbing the eyes and that sort of thing, like nails down the back and doing all the kind of heel stuff. And I was like, yeah, he is a bit of a bastard in the ring, isn't he?
Yeah.
We start off with Macho and Ted, bit of a pacey start. Those two are cracking.
I've got down here Teddy Taylor versus Hulk Hogan. Oops.
Yeah, Roosters. I think at one point the tailor-made man gives a woo and starts trying to do a figure 4 leg lock, which I don't know if that got him any heat backstage or anything.
I'm gonna say it probably didn't go down well with people.
No.
No.
I know it's not great, but I do like the way Akeem just kind of drives his way into every single punch.
Yeah, I like that as well. And Cameron said I was a bad man for liking that.
What was this?
The way Akeem doesn't throw a punch. He just dances. He just drives his arms into everything he does.
Uncomfortably racist. That keeps.
But as a kid, you don't realise that. You just think it's a good dance. You don't.
Yeah, but
realise
you're not watching it now as a kid, are you? Watching it, looking back, kind of going, "Oh my God, it's cultural appropriation."
But I enjoyed it as a kid, and I just. Why is everything got to be stigmatized?
I mean,
right. In a bubble, it's fine. In the bubble of 1988 America,
yeah,
it's fine. Looking at it nearly 30 years after the fact, it's not good.
It's a little bit kind of disrespectful.
But at the time,
it's because it's a fat man dancing. I don't know.
But it's a fat man pretending to be a black guy.
That's not why I like it. I just like it because he's dancing.
God.
I'm so glad I started the racist chat. That was good. Good work.
So, next subject, Kamala.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that was worse.
That was worse.
Have you ever seen the outtakes of Kamala with Mean Gene?
Yes, yeah.
They are amazing. I will put the clips in Discord later, but there's some amazing outtakes involving Kamala. Including a discussion about Mean Gene goes, so why did you miss interview? And Kamala answers, I was getting some boom boom, Incredible.
Oh God. Oh dear.
I do have a big capital letters halfway down this description of a match going, horrible moment when Akeem throws Coco Beware head first into the top turnbuckle.
Doesn't look great, does it?
No. It doesn't. It was one of the moments that made you go,
oh.
That's 10 years off his life.
Because isn't Akeem's not recently evolved from the one-man gang, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the summer I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
We calling it evolve?
I always, he kind of. Well, if Smash can evolve into Repo Man, then a one-man gang can evolve into an Akeem.
It's more like devolve.
Yeah.
Cam, your match is finished 2-2, just so you know.
Oh, yes.
Storm level 5 captain. Storm level 5.
Another 2 points they've dropped. That was one of their games in hand.
That's your Scottish football update, sponsored by the Warwick Fish and Chips.
Inject it right into my veins.
Yes, as Cameron said, Rooster tries on with Hogan, gets a big boot, slam, Macho elbow from the top, and he's gone. Mm-hmm. And there's a huge celebration. They really celebrate the fact that they got rid of the Red Rooster. Like, they're high-fiving and all sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then somebody tells him it means he's just eliminated from the match, not the whole company. They get very sad, yeah.
Yeah.
Your boy Rooster gets chewed out by Brain on the way out. So I think they're not long from their split. Haku's just comes in and starts beating up Hercules. The next elimination, Akeem with a big splash on Hillbilly Jim. He's done.
Oh, actually, I like that spot, yeah.
Just like a big splash. It's like big kind of like, how does Monson call it, like the 747 landing or something?
747, yeah.
Which, the fact that he's in a tag team called the Twin Towers,
Oh, yeah.
Is that ideal? I mean, yeah.
Well, at the time it was fine.
At the time it was acceptable, yeah.
It was, the visionary future predictions of the WWF calling forth 9/11.
Oh, Jesus. Please, no.
By Hillbilly Jim being one of the Twin Towers? No, it makes no sense.
No.
Bossman kills Coco Beware.
Mm-hmm.
Does he actually pin him or does he just kill him? I can't remember at this point.
Oh, he hits him with a slam. He gets the Bossman slam on him.
Yeah, that's it. Bossman slam.
Oh, I love that finisher. Love it.
Hogan finally in to a big pop. Hogan bites Bossman because he's, a terrible person. Monsoon ignores this. Hogan slams Bossman to a big moment. And then Bossman gets him with a big massive spine buster that stops him dead, which is quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then we get those great moves. DiBiase comes in, he does those kind of falling knuckle punches to the head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they look great. But of course, Hogan hulks up, attacking Hercules.
Yeah.
And we get the big feud. We get the big blow off we've all been waiting for. Ted versus Hercules.
Right.
Yep.
He tried to buy him off Bobby Heenan, I think he did. Yep.
Yeah, but the way kind of like DiBiase turns into it is great because he's like bangs the ropes, like getting angry at Hogan, turns around and Hercules is there. And he's like, whoa! And then Ted basically just bumps like hell for Hercules for about 10 minutes. Then is it Virgil grabs her?
Yeah, Virgil distracts her and Ted rolls him up. And then, as Ventura says, the Mega Powers stand alone.
Yeah. Macho comes in, gets Ted with a sneaky roll up.
Yep.
So, yep. Mega Powers versus where was left on the other side, the Twin Towers and Haku. Hogan's the one who gets worked over for about 10 minutes. Big massive suplex from Hogan by Haku, which was pretty impressive.
Now I'm just going to I think the match literally just falls apart in a few seconds because I think it's okay up to this point, but when one team just seems to stop caring about winning, it kind of just stops the match
resort to
dead,
battering.
Yeah, the whole thing just ends up being Batter Hogan. And,
yeah,
when he's handcuffed, isn't it?
Yeah. The handcuff Hogan, don't they?
Yeah, there's some bit of distraction on the sides. Is it the Liz gets distracted, or they kind of like try to do something with Liz? So Hogan comes in and gets battered by Boss Man.
Yep.
And then gets battered up, gets handcuffed to the rope. Boss Man's counted out, so then just starts battering Hogan with a nightstick because why not? Starts battering Macho Man as well.
He decides, why wrestle this match? We'll just go outside and batter Hogan some more. And
Arkin gets DQ'd.
Back in the ring, he gets DQ'd, doesn't he? And then that leaves Haku against the Mega Powers. Now, if this was a real fight...
a real, actual fight...
then you might put your money on Haku, but I don't think he's winning this scenario.
You reckon?
No.
Yeah, so Haku's like in the ring working over Macho. Slick, they say they bring Slick back outside because he's the only one with the key, but he's like taunting Hogan with the keys because he won't unlock him.
Yeah, I'm a bit like, why is Slick even there? Because his guys have gone.
Yeah, I thought that as well, but then think Monsoon's like, oh yeah, because he's got the key, they're bringing them back out to unlock Hogan because of course he's going to do that. Yeah, right,
whatever. Of course he's going to,
Of course he's going to do that. Ref starts shouting at Liz because she's trying to help the person who just got battered with a nightstick. Because, why would she do that? And then how does Slick get is it Hogan? Oh, no, Slick goes onto the apron to hold Macho, but Haku misses a super kick and then takes out Slick.
Yeah.
That seems a random combo right there. Like, Slick holding somebody for Haku to... Yeah.
Hit him with a super kick. And then Liz rifles through Slick's pocket and gets Hogan unlocked.
Yep.
Not the first time she's done that.
All right, steady on.
Although Ventura's saying that she probably got his wallet as well as Quitman.
Everything else, rifle through his pockets, all his stuff. And then Hogan gets back to the corner, gets tagged in, big boot, and the leg drop for the finish.
Yep.
Then we have Hogan celebrating whilst his pals are hurt in the corner. Big hug from Hogan on Liz, which Macho sees, and he doesn't look too happy about that.
There's a heck of a lot of thermonuclear side eye going on with Macho at the end of this pay-per-view.
Shadowing.
Thermonuclear side eye is
cool.
some t-shirt.
I mean, that's the out of the mess of the main event here. It's at least leading up to something.
Yeah.
Like 6 months down the line,
you're getting something from it, not just that was a mess.
Exactly. As Survivor Series should always be a kind of drop-off point for WrestleMania plans.
Yeah. So I did get the big feud coming into this was Hogan and Bossman. That was the big feud, wasn't it? So
yeah,
fair enough. But then it just kind of the fact it just kind of devolves in the last kind of 5 minutes of the match doesn't really make any sense because it was going great before that. There's some great moments. Bossman from the top rope. That's nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just kind of goes into we'll just batter him for no.
It's just going to be this sort of fight, this mess of a fight kind of.
Yeah. So my wondering is this like the first cracks in the Mega Powers team before we get to the WrestleMania?
Yes. Yeah, I think it is.
This is the seed's been planted, I think.
It's what Rumble '89's coming up next, isn't it? So
that's when Hogan eliminates Savage.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, it's February on the main event on NBC. I think is when the big split happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
but what we don't get on the network is on the old Coliseum video version. There's a bit where Jesse's on the microphone saying, something's going on here. I need to go backstage, and he runs backstage and he interviews Hogan and Macho.
Yeah.
All right.
Which is kind of a big bit. Where he's kind of. I can't remember how he ends it, but he's like, "Oh yeah, like Macho's not happy here. Like there's stuff going on. Like it's really kind of like underlining the fact there's a split coming down the line."
Mm-hmm.
But that's not on this version at all. There's not even on the commentary. I think it kind of ends before that point when that kicks in the video.
Yeah, it just ends after this.
Yeah, and that's like one of the other videos bits that got missed. There was a different promo with Bad News backstage.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a promo with a different promo with Andre after his match, which is quite good. But the one that missed out was the promo with Jake the Snake after his match, which was brilliant.
Oh, is that when he gets about being slapped by a baby and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, was that not on this version?
No, not on there at all. It's a
great
great
bit.
version. It's such a shame.
The video very clearly, very, very.
There's a bit at the beginning where like Sean Mooney's like doing the intro to the promo. He's like, "Oh yeah," and Jake Roberts took like a terrible beating in this match. Like from behind, like Jake looks at him and goes, "You fucking idiot!" like really gives him like a real massive glare and like just swearing at him under his breath. It's like that's the kind of one of the big moments I remember from it, which is well worth it. I think they're all. Don't think they're on YouTube, but they're on like Daily Motion if you do a search for it. So they're well worth checking out, especially the Jake one. Because it's just a real good kind of Jake promo where he's like, yeah, you think you won this year, but give me a year and I'll get you next year sort of thing. Which nothing he does. But yeah, that was the Survivor Series in 1988. 4 matches.
Yeah.
1 absolute belter and 3 other decent ones, I think I would probably say to that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wasn't keen on the Andre Jake match, but I did enjoy the other 2.
Yeah. I think, the Andre Jake one's too long. Like, the feud between Jake and Andre, got heat behind it and works. But, yeah, it's a long journey to get to that point, isn't it? And I think that's the one that suffers from, the people in the ring. Because, most of the matches, everybody in them tends to have some kind of reason for being there. In the main, the main event, you got, Akeem and Boss Man, obviously, working the Mega Powers. You've got DiBiase and Hercules. There's a feud there. Probably, I don't know if Haku and he'll be the Jimmy feud at the time, but there's all kind of you can kind of draw natural things between each people. But in that Andre match, it's Scott Casey. What's the point of you being there? Ken Patera. What's the point? You've got no kind of heat coming into the match with anybody else. So it kind of just stops it from being quite as involving as the other matches.
Yeah, I mean only really 2 of the matches have any sort of advance on a story. Your main event does, because obviously it's Hogan Macho.
Yeah,
and it's the start of that, and then your second one, the
tag team match.
Yeah, that one has
Demolition and Powers
the
of Pain.
Fuji switching. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
and
your Andre Jake match is building up WrestleMania 5.
It feels like a lot of fluff around it to build up just these little sort of matches between 2 people.
Well, probably that first match was 15 minutes and the Andre one's 30 minutes. You probably think those 2 should have been the same length.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell why they kind of slowly reduced the Survivor Series element of, the team element of Survivor Series over the years.
Yeah, because like I said, having to have 5 people in each match, you do start straining your roster to the point where you're kind of bringing in random guys. There's probably at least 1 person from each match you can cut out, and it wouldn't hurt the match because the people left would have kind of feuds.
Well, the following year they do 4-on-4 instead. But add an extra match to the card, so there's now 5 matches on the card.
Yeah. Is that the year they start having names of the teams and that sort of thing?
Yeah.
Oh man, the visionaries.
I thought you were going to say American Justice again.
American Justice.
American Justice.
Hey, tag team champions for a long time.
It kind of works in a Macho Man voice, that does. It's American Justice.
Yeah, totally.
So the question is, where does this fit in on the chart?
I'm staring at the chart right now, and I know where I'm going to pin it.
Ooh.
Well, Bro Throw was very good.
No.
Well, I think
table upside down. Yes, that makes sense.
Looking at it, the highest Survivor Series, if we work scientifically, is Survivor Series 95, which is at number 13. So is that higher or lower than where you're thinking, Cameron?
It's probably higher.
Ooh.
That one.
I think it's better than 95, yeah.
Is it higher than Wrestle War 1992?
Well,
no, not at all. Not at all, no.
Okay.
Right, I'll tell you right now, I am putting it as better than Rumble 89, but not as good as SummerSlam 93.
Ooh. So hang on, what number, sir?
Number
that would
19.
Be putting it as 19 in the list.
Christ, I thought we were up to number 13 for a second there. All right. 19 on the list, right? So what's just above it? Tell me what's just above it. A few above it.
The few space above. Well, SummerSlam '93 would be better than it. Survivor Series '90 would be better than it.
Okay.
Invasion 2001 would be better. ECW Living Dangerously 1999 would be better than it. Wrestle War '92 would be better than it because of course it is, because it's got the War Games match.
King of the Ring '93.
King of the Ring '93.
I'm not agreeing with some of these choices. Can we just alter the list a bit?
No.
We came through the cord, Alan. This is what we did.
But literally set in stone. I've got my chisel out now.
Right. We know you're excited about the Celtic score, but calm down, Mr. Phillips.
Calm down with chisel.
So it's better than Rumble '89. We can agree on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it better than SummerSlam '93?
No.
What was SummerSlam '93?
The Electric Express.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Yokozuna count out. Way. And for basically driving a bus around America as a promo for a match. Yeah, fine, better than that.
What's that?
I've pinned my colours to the mast. Right, that's it. That's me.
That's it.
I would tend to agree.
Yep.
I'm just checking the card of. Oh, it's got Undertaker versus Giant Gonzalez. I think Al's behind that one now.
Yep. I think, is that not also Marty Jannetty versus Ludwig Borga?
Yep.
Yep. See, I'm bringing out all the classics, lads. All the classics.
Jerry Lawler defeated Doink the Clown.
Yes.
That was a good match. I think he's right.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't put it up in the sort of upper echelon. You can't put it up with the Rumble 2000 or One Night Stand 2005 and Canadian Stampede. It's nowhere near that.
No, definitely not.
But it's nowhere near as bad as like World War '95 and Halloween Havoc '96, all that kind of stuff.
I think if every match was as good as a tag team match, it probably would be that high.
Yeah.
But all of them it's all enjoyable, but objectively, without my nostalgia attached to it, I think you're right. So it's better than the 18th. So it's the 20th best pay-per-view of all time.
Yeah, we're going there.
And the third best Survivor Series of all time.
Yep. It's official.
Yep. So there we go.
There we go. Applause all round.
Huzzah.
There you go. That's where it's going.
Decided. But what's not been decided is what we're watching next time, because there's a reason for that.
There is a big reason for that, because of all the sort of people we wanted to have on this show lately, and obviously a lot of actual wrestlers are having a lot of downtime because there's no shows on at the minute because of COVID. So we reached out to Carlisle's very own and the only Target Wrestling Grand Slam winner, Shady Natras, who will be joining us next month. And between message him, he's picking the show, and he hasn't yet told us which show he's going to do. But we're going to have actual real life wrestler on the show with us, which is going to be awesome. Oh yes, it's going to be awesome. So yeah, we'll probably put out on the Twitter account which show he's picked. Yeah. So people can chuck in their sixpence worth if they want to. And do it that way.
That'll be a mystery till we find out, and you'll find out when we find out. So you have to tune in next time to find out what it is we're doing.
Yep. It's going to be something cool. It'll be something cool.
Hopefully.
I've given him the league table. He's looked at it, and he's contemplating where we need to go.
Okay.
Cool.
I hope it's WF producers.
You're pinning on a WF one, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping for that.
Okay.
Well, we'll soon find out, won't we?
He's a big Dragon Gate fan.
Ooh.
Oh, come on. It's not the network. I'm not having that.
Who's next after Shady? Who's actually got next pick?
Let's have a look.
It is. We haven't had one of them in a while.
I think it's a round table-y one.
Ah, okay.
Is the cycle complete? Are we doing a round table after that?
I think so.
Yeah, it's me, guest, then group. So another chat leader group. Then it's Cameron is next.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's me next after that. Wow.
Yep.
Well, it's been about a year since we did the best female wrestler in 5 years' time one, because that was last February. Because that was the very, very start of COVID-ness floating around the place.
I think we've already got the round table, have we not?
I've got nothing written down on the list, but
I thought we were discussed, unless we've already done it, but I don't remember doing it. Were we not going to do theme songs for one?
I think we were, yeah.
Yeah, I think most theme songs, I think you're right.
The only problem with that is we'd be fine on the audio version, but the YouTube version would get struck straight away. But never mind.
It would be, interesting.
Could I sing them?
Yes.
Yeah. Fine. You just have Al's version.
I'll tell you why it wouldn't be good. Because every single one would be the Bushwhackers theme.
Yeah, totally. Because of the best acting.
I know exactly what he's like.
Yeah. You seem to have a problem with this film.
Yes, because you know why, Cameron. You know why I've got a problem with it.
I sometimes still listen to that show just to hear that moment where you flounce off the microphone. It's just funny.
Oh, thanks so much.
It's no problem. It brings me joy.
Absolute bastards.
Well, thinking, just to sort of flesh it out, or ideas and stuff. How would we get mileage out of a theme song discussion? Like what would be the? I feel like I'm some professor here doing a.
Could we do best theme song of the I've an idea. Best theme song of the decade.
It's dissertation.
Ooh.
You could do best theme song of the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and if you wanted to do 2010s, you could.
Yeah, we're getting some meat on the
bone. Is that 4 of us?
That'd be good for it, yeah.
One each.
Yeah, well, you pick one from the... No,
one from each. You get one each from each decade.
Yeah, we decided sort of the best one of the 80s, best one of the 90s, but you don't have to pick like an individual one and then argue your case. It's just like, you can just mention them and go, oh, that was great and that was cool, that was cool.
I think that's the way to do it. Just we'll do it by decade.
Then we're going to do best theme tune of like the early 2000s, and why is it Edges?
Oh, here we go.
Save it for the show.
Let the politicking begin.
Yeah, and I'm not talking the Rob Zombie one, not the.
No, you're talking about.
This is how we're going to escape the copyright, isn't it? It's going to be. Never gonna stop, no, never gonna stop. Yeah.
Were there words being said then? I don't know what was going on.
There was. I was singing along. Can you not? It's like it's like Rob Zombie's on the call.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it though?
Yeah. What is it? Good old Mr. Robert Zombie. He's,
Robert
great.
Zombie.
Okay, right. But to just flesh it out a little bit as well. We've each got to nominate from any era the worst theme song ever also.
Oh, yes.
Oh, totally. Right, okay, cool. Yeah. All right.
Okay, you see, we started with nothing, now we've built a whole show, isn't it?
We started with nothing and we've still got most of it left.
And the audience can hear the magic happening as we speak.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm assuming the outro music will be playing underneath this at the time.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I cut it ages ago. We finished ages ago.
We're going to stop.